All right, Instagram. All right, Facebook, YouTube. I always get a ton of questions if Rob is indeed my cousin. And the answer to that, of course, is yes, because we have the same last name. So we're related from a time and a place, and all the way back in the old country or something along those lines. But Rob is an extremely talented music, I guess, sort of music focused photographer. But you have some other incredible work too. And one of the things that I've been wanting to do, in addition to harassing customers and good friends like Rob to start doing more live broadcasts on their own, is bringing in some folks that you guys can ask questions to. And we just do sort of a live Q&A. I might beat up your Instagram profile a little bit, Rob, because that's what I do sometimes.
Love it.
But yeah, you want to say hi, give a high level who you are, what you do.
Yeah, hey everyone. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. It's wonderful to be with my cuz Patrick. I gotta believe we're related somewhere back in the old country. I love it.
Gotta be.
Long lost cousin. Yeah, just happy to be here. Rock and roll photographer. Also travel the world shooting all the great locations. I've been to Africa a few times. I'm headed to Japan in a couple weeks. Been to Iceland, Croatia just last summer, and lots going on. So I love to travel. Love to put up the travel photos up on my gallery page, and people love to collect them. So it's good.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. And you guys, Rob has a very interesting story in the sense that, like, the longer I've been doing this at art storefronts, the more I'm reminded that there's like no one journey that works for everybody, right? There's no one journey, no one path to success. Now, I bang the drum incessantly about ground and pound regular, marketing is a way to get there. But Rob is kind of up in some rarefied atmosphere. And I should probably show off some of your work so you can see it. Rob's secret to success, my read, is that he's had access to some of the greatest musicians of all time. I mean, you got Fleetwood Mac in here. You got Aerosmith there. Who's this?
That's Steve Jordan, the new drummer for the Rolling Stones.
Oh, he replaced Charlie. No way.
Yeah, good pal of mine. There's Ringo Starr in the Boz Pop Festival with
soap you shower with.
Sorry. The music will come in like that.
Ron Wood, Rolling Stones, on my last tour with the Stones. Great.
That's such a great image.
There's some Aerosmith. Love working with those guys. Amazing. We just had Steven's birthday yesterday. So my Africa stuff, and check that out. Look at Sheila E. drumming
in heels.
I know. I love it. Not only is she one of the best drummers on the planet, but she does it in heels.
That is, and you're a drummer too, we should say.
Love it. Yeah, that's why I love shooting all the great drummers.
So that gives you an idea of Rob's work. Like, in addition to like having access to some of the greatest bands of all time, and retaining the rights to a photo, which is its own science, I know, for rock photographers especially. He's shot some really, really, really incredible bands. Okay, and in addition to that, he's got a couple of amazing photo books that he's put out. And so my plan is to unbox his newest one and show that on this broadcast. I don't think I'm ready to do that today, but I do want to show the old one. And while I'm going and grabbing it, can you see the image on the above you in StreamYard and answer that one?
Timothy Michael, how you doing? If you could stage a perfect photo in your style, what would it be? You know what I'd really love to do? I haven't done it yet. Close. I'd love to get Mick Jagger, Keith Richards together in the studio. Just give me a half hour with those guys and my cameras and creative lighting. I'd have a lot of fun. I've met them. I used to do a lot of work with Charlie. Unfortunately, we lost my good pal Charlie, but I would be backstage and be hanging with the band. But just to get Mick and Keith together in a room would be awesome.
Yeah, would be extremely awesome.
Yeah.
So one of the and go ahead, guys, ask any questions you have, and I'll get them. One of the struggles of being in portrait mode here. Remember, I was telling you this. It's like it's really hard to show things off, right? But super cool here is Rob has just released his second book in true rock photographer fashion, he's got a volume knob on here with volume 1 on it, which is just amazing, right?
Love it.
But really, really an incredible work. Okay. And one of the things I love the the behind the stage passes that are inside from all these shows that Rob has shot. But one of the things that I love arguing about is how important it is to have non-wall art as a part of the lineup. And in addition to that, I am absolutely someone that believes that these books drive sales of your main wall art, as well as the main wall art will drive sales of the book, because anybody that owns an original, why wouldn't they want to have such a great photo right there? Why wouldn't they want to have, the book on the coffee table to dovetail with the work? Now, have you found that to be the experience with, like, a large portion of your collectors, like, actually purchasing the work? Full disclosure, the cousin gave me this one. It's so awesome. I've got it.
Yeah.
Beautiful photo. But do you find that to be the case with the books?
Yeah, all my big collectors, all my great collectors also love having the book handy and on their coffee table when their friends come over. They love showing off the signed limited edition gallery prints, and hey, check out his book. And he's a good friend of mine. Check it out. He hand signed it and personalized it to me. And I love giving my clients that extra level of personal attention.
Do you sign every book?
Every book.
Wow. And just to put a finer point on that.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a signature on that one. Now on these books that you're getting, where is the vendor? Is it someone local? Is it someone in California?
The vendor?
Mm-hmm.
No, I had them printed in Wisconsin at a place in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Wow.
They printed my first book. Well, that's the one you have right there. Through my publishing company at the time, which was Abrams. I got a publishing deal for my first book. We self-published the second one. I started my own publishing company to do the second one, and I have my same graphic designer that did volume 1, did volume 2. So they match perfectly. My graphic designer happens to be my wife.
Oh, that's convenient. That's convenient, right?
Yeah.
Nice little Dave Matthews, a super young Dave Grohl.
Super young with super short hair, Dave Grohl. Check that out.
Such a talented musician. And how long is the duration between book 1 and book 2?
Yeah, book 1 came out in 2012, and 2 just came out at the end of 2023, October 23.
Amazing.
So yeah, good 12 years. But there's photos from volume 2 that I've had in my archives forever. Mick Fleetwood.
People are asking, do you have any of Eddie Vedder?
No Vedder.
No Vedder, no Pearl Jam. I
have Pearl Jam's drummer, Matt Chamberlain, in volume 2, which I shot up at Pearl Jam Studios up in Seattle a few years back. But no Vedder.
You have such a great combo of, like, the actual in studio stuff versus on stage stuff versus candids. Like, it's so hard to show this off on camera. I realize that, like, when you have a book this big, because what are the dimensions on this?
It's 10 by 13.
Yeah, 10 by 13. This is like a legit solid sized coffee book, right? So some people are asking, have you shot any Jane's Addiction?
I have Dave Navarro. I have Perry Farrell. I did shoot the band together in volume 2. You'll see it.
Amazing. So yeah, we got to do an official unboxing on volume 2. You're already ripping on your volume 2 book, and for those that want to give Rob a follow, by the way, because he has not been working on his Instagram anywhere near to my satisfaction. Okay, he and I have discussed this, so he's not going to take it personally. But it's Shanahan Photo on Instagram, and you can see Rob Shanahan. Here's his page. His follower count no way comports to the sheer number of bands that this guy has photographed live and had access to, right? And your story is also interesting too, because you tend to do a ton of gallery shows as well, right? Like, I met you at the one that you did in Laguna, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, Timothy's off to buy volume 2 right now.
All right, very good. Yeah, I love doing the gallery shows. I love celebrating the art with the folks. That's a big thrill for me. I enjoy that tremendously. Because I do love talking about the images, the behind the scenes, and it's something that the corporate world picked up on. So I've been doing a lot of keynote speaking to companies that want to have me come in and talk to their folks and tell them about the journey and how it all came to be. And it's just really a story of loving something so much, just finding a way to make it your living.
Yeah, and you guys got to see the packaging. Rob's wife is an epic graphic designer. I want to answer one quick question here, which is Nita. No, so Rob obviously did this through his publisher. Did you use the same publisher on the second book?
No, we self-published, but we had the same printer.
Same printer, which is this outfit in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so we provide all the artwork, and I have my copy editor go through everything, and I have a photo editor that runs through everything with me, and then Hillary does all the layout, design, and the final files we upload right to the printer, and 2 months later we have books.
Boom.
Yeah.
What were the minimum orders that you had to do in these things?
5,000 for volume 1, which we sold out of. We went through, and we're scraping the barrel on the final copies. And this time around, we did 2,500 first. We did them in 2,500 chunks, which is a good number for a coffee table book.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal number. And I'm gonna grab the second one here. So I want to show up.
Yeah. All right. More questions while Patrick's away. Come on. I can see the screen.
Now this thing has not even been unboxed yet. But just look at how on brand he is. This is the package that got sent, right? So
that's
that you can
the
see
shipping box.
Yeah, you can see the label on it. Let me see if I go bigger screen if this makes it nicer. Yeah, that's the shipping box, which it came in, which is like literally, all of his behind the stage,
So right there's my favorite backstage pass right there, the Rolling Stones. Slide down a little bit more. Yeah, see that VIP Stones photo pass?
Yeah.
And look at the initials in black Sharpie, CW, Charlie Watts.
Yeah.
That's when I was always a guest with Charlie. And whenever security or band or anyone saw me with that CW with his initials on there, it's just gives you carte blanche to anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, that's great.
You're approved by Charlie, you're approved by everyone.
Yeah, the so-called God Pass.
Yeah.
I might as well open it up because I haven't showed off the cover. Now, these things are available already on your website, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to open very delicately here. Okay. I had my...
Oh, this is exciting. I know it's in there, and this is super exciting.
Okay.
All right.
Volume 2.
Keeping on with the tradition. By the way, let's start with the cover. That is Billy Squier's 1958 Les Paul Gold Top Standard. The very guitar he wrote Everybody Wants You on and recorded with.
Amazing.
Yeah, thanks to Billy Squier for letting me have an afternoon with that at his apartment in New York City. We shot the cover there with the film crew to record it all. It was super cool.
Yeah, and this whole thing is just literally packed with full-page leads.
Packed. We should talk about who wrote the foreword. First one, I got Ringo Starr to write the foreword. The second one, Sheila E., and a tribute to Charlie Watts, and the epilogue, which is super cool. Yeah, there's me and my sweetheart Sheila. Love her. I've been shooting her for a long time. And for the epilogue, I got none other than Keith Richards. How about that?
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's worth the price of the cover of the book. Yeah, there's my Stones shot.
By the way, I'm amazed at how good this looks like on my webcam. So you can understand the fidelity of these of these photos. But we have a couple of questions. So why don't you take this one and I'll grab one other one.
Were you always an ambitious photographer, or was there a divergence in a former career? All right, so 10 years old, I started drumming. When I was 13, I picked up the family Pentax camera and started shooting away. And they both just kind of intertwined. And I've been doing both ever since. A former career. My former career, I was a student, I guess.
Yeah,
that's Minnesotan. Right. I was a Minnesotan. That was my former career. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, and I went to school at Minnesota State, Mankato. My senior year, I packed up a van and headed west.
That's amazing.
I drove
California.
towards the sunset for 4 days and never looked back. Every mile, I could feel my life changing.
And you got documented in here. Didn't you set up this meeting too between Ringo and Charlie?
I did. Yeah,
that's no joke to have like those types of
behind the scenes. We're seeing half of the photo. Let's see it again. Yeah, that's a day I'll never ever forget. That's Ringo Starr and Charlie Watts, Stones, Beatles drummers. It was 2006. The Rolling Stones were in town playing Dodger Stadium, so I called Ringo and suggested we get those two together. He loved it. I called another friend of mine, Jim Keltner, who was able to get a hold of Charlie, and the next day we all met at Ringo's house. Incredible.
Yeah, amazing. And
one of my favorite days.
You weren't competing to get the photo with that one, right? There wasn't anyone else around. You got
yeah, just me and those guys.
Yeah.
Joe Walsh, Paul McCartney.
Anyone that like loves classic rock, like, you know, there's literally something for everybody in this book, which is quite amazing. And by the way, like, do you notice when we sit here and we talk about like the photos and the story behind the photos, that the photos instantaneously become so much more interesting, you know?
Yeah, so every 32 pages, you'll see there's a little section which we call the scoop pages. It's a double spread with little thumbnails and a little backstory of each photo. There you go. And my wife came up with that idea. Instead of putting any kind of words or copy on the photos or doing it all in the back, we decided to break up the book and do little chapter sections. And I found out that people love that. That's one of the biggest compliments we've been getting, is the layout and design of the book. And oh yeah, isn't that fun? That's a really fun shot. That's Jack White's drummer, Daru Jones, and that's in the middle of Broadway, New York City. Okay, we got a question coming in from Sean Michael Paul Photography. Rob, how did you get started shooting your specialty? So 1988, when I landed in Los Angeles with a camera and a drum kit, I just started photographing every musician friend that I could meet. And I just kept shooting rock and rollers, musicians, actors, models, and the phone keeps ringing, hopefully.
yeah. And the fact that you got in with the Stones and got in with the Beatles at the highest level is just absolutely crazy. You know, one of the things as you continue ramping up your social media, by the way, to quickly shift gears here, is like, I love the media section that you have, right? Because you have such street cred in here, and you just keep adding to these stories over time, right? Sheila E. I want you to get even more of the video where like you're getting interviewed. Like, Rob has some of the most insane street cred that you know they could possibly imagine, and it's like, this is what you want to see, you know, from your music photographer. You want to see that he's behind the scenes on all sorts of amazing stuff. So we gotta get your story highlights up to speed and going, right?
Yeah,
because you got photo usage, and like I would prefer to see, you know, you need to make some dedicated story highlights for both volume 1 and volume 2, you know, like a quick little trailer for each one of the books. And that's definitely got to be in there.
Yeah, I love all that.
If you're not active on Threads, I would drop Threads immediately from your profile, because Instagram is like one of the most important to sell art on. And now you have this link here that's pulling people directly off of your Instagram profile and going to a site that's not exactly, you know, hopping, so to speak.
Gotcha.
So another thing I would do is pull that down. I love the street cred that you've got in your bio and the keynote speaker. And what are you doing? You're rocking a link tree here. Let's see what you've got on the link tree, because I'm curious. Yeah, okay, cookie preferences. Get out of here. Order a new book. Awesome. And that goes directly. You're selling that on your art storefront site, right?
Yeah.
And then shop my art gallery online. Get my book volume 1 on Amazon. That's cool. You've got Amazon for that too. You know, Rob Shanahan on Facebook, Rob Shanahan on Twitter, Rob Shanahan on LinkedIn. Love it. Even OpenSea NFTs down there.
Yeah, we did some NFTs of my early sports archive. So get this. This actually answers a question that somebody had just a little bit ago. So when I first arrived, shooting musicians, models, actors, you know, talent, entertainment world, but I have a deep love for the NFL. And I started reaching out to the NFL photos office, which I found out are right here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And I pestered them for about 2 years before I finally got in the door, and I met the head of NFL photos, and he started sending me on assignment. Next thing you know, I was getting contracts, annual contracts from the NFL to start going out shooting games
Mm-hmm.
and some of their celebrity special events, golf tournaments, et cetera,
No
et cetera.
way.
Yeah. So I shot NFL for about 5 years, which turned into shooting Major League Baseball. I did like 3 years of Major League Baseball and a couple of years with the NHL and the LA Kings and NBA. I don't really market any of that stuff though, but
Yeah.
I still own all the photos. I have them. So we started doing a drip release with NFTs. Michael Jordan was my first release.
Wow.
Which
Wow.
you can see on the website. I have it up there and is now available as a gallery print. I don't have one here to show you as a sample.
But it's somewhere around. And I didn't even know that. So here I am learning some stuff. Well, I have to be out the door in a few minutes. So any final questions for Rob building his photo business? I really just wanted to bring him on and encourage him, show him how easy it is to go live on Instagram and, be able to show his books off and talk about it. Right. And yeah, Timothy, you'll see Rob inside. Rob goes to office hours all the time.
Timothy, yeah, reach out. You can find me on my website. Hit me a contact and send me your email. I'll definitely reach back and we can talk all you want.
Yeah, Rob knows his music inside and out and then some, and has all the cool stories to tell. Knows where all the bodies are buried, as it were, which is which is an amazing thing. But
yeah, Patrick, thanks for your help on helping build the brand. I've been busy shooting and doing books and doing my work that I forget about how important all the social aspect is. So,
yeah, you have like your business is so bizarre because Rob gets paid a ton of money to go and do keynote speeches. Number one. Number two, he's got robust sales of his books. Number three, he's still actively hitting the road and photographing music, on a regular basis when those opportunities come up. Yeah. And then how much time does he have left for his ground and pound marketing? Nowhere near enough. But that's okay. Like, the long and the short of it is, like, if you can book revenue now, you book revenue now. But we still have to work on your print business, and we still have to grow your print business, and we still have to grow your customer base, all of which has been neglected, right? Like, I chastise Rob. Rob could easily, his contemporaries, some of them have 200,000 or 300,000 or 400,000 followers on Instagram with quite frankly levels of access that are not even better than his. So it's there waiting for you. But
to me, the work is more important than
for sure
the brag. You know what I mean? I like to feel like my work speaks for itself, and but I have somebody that's helping me with social, and we've been kicking butt and doing as much as we can, and I'm ready to ramp it up. And this was the first good step. So thanks.
Amazing. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. If anyone is interested in art storefronts, we have a huge deal that's ending on Friday. You should definitely find out about that. We're running Zoom sessions all throughout the rest of the week. You can find out about that on our website. And you guys should totally follow Rob and watch what happens to this Instagram profile over the coming weeks as he starts hammering it. It's Aunt Shanahan Photo. Cousin, thank you very much. Fun going through your books. And then stick in here, Rob, as I want to show you this. But thanks, everybody. And thanks for the comments.
Thanks, everyone.